Hi, I'm Izine Nnamdi. Have you been in that situation where you struggled to say no to someone just because you don't want to feel bad about it or you don't want to make the person to feel bad? So, today I'm going to share with you 5 ways to politely decline or politely say no to establish that boundary without feeling bad. This is for the sake of your mental health, your mental well being. So, what I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be coming from this book. So, the title of this book is Stress We Are Done. Stress We Are Done. I don't know. This is a book I wrote like 5 years ago, and the title just summarizes what I want for my life. Stress We Are Done. It doesn't mean that I'm now going to be lazy. I'm not going to be doing anything. But to an extent, I'm going to cut down on certain things that overwhelm me and also establish boundaries to prevent that overwhelm from coming. All right. So this book is available on Amazon. Stress We Are Done. That's the title by Dr. Ezine Namdelois. Search for it and get your copy. You will love the content. So I'm going to be reading the page 30, which is about learning to say no. A lot of times we find it difficult to say no to the other person because we are worried that the person may feel bad. And for those that are just listening to me for the first time, this is part of a stress awareness series. This is Stress Awareness Month, the month of April. Okay, and also the Stress Management Summit Africa is coming up on the 25th and 26th of April 2025. That is less than 2 weeks from now, and registration is free. We've gathered 13 experts from different fields to be teaching us about stress management in parenting, work, marriage, or your relationship. Even japa stress, financial stress, the kind of foods to eat when you're stressed and foods to avoid when you're stressed, and also how to be resilient to stress. All right. So if you've not registered, just click the description box below so that you get the registration details, and it's free and you can join from anywhere around the world. Hi, Juliet. Thank you for joining. So let me just continue from here. In essence, we accept loads and loads of workload even when it's not convenient. Now, the thing about saying no to people to avoid workload, especially when it's not convenient, it's not really that straightforward. The reason is because there are going to be situations. Let me say you're gunning for promotion, or you're gunning for a better pay, or you're gunning for an award. It means that you're going to take on certain jobs when it is not convenient for you. Now, the difference here is you're going to weigh what it costs. Okay. Now, in some cases, it's going to be a situation of yes, I can do it. It doesn't really cost me much. Okay. So, yes, it's inconvenient, but let me just do it. However, if the cons, that's if it's beginning to cost you your mental well being or even your physical health or your safety, where you're now landing in the hospital, you're requiring infusion to help you recover, it means you've gotten to that point where you really need to say no, regardless of what is at stake, regardless of that promotion. Well, some of us may want it that badly that we don't even mind. Not some of us, because I'm not among. No, it's no. So, to be in control of stress, you must learn to say no and also stick firmly by it without being coerced to change your mind. Now, this is the interesting part because some people are able to get through that first phase of no. Okay. Now, the second phase is standing by it, being firm that no matter how they push you, oh, please, pretty, can you do this for me? Oh, please, can you just help me? And then you're like, okay, let me do it this one time. But inside you, you're dying. You're dying inside. It's just like when somebody tell you, let me say, you are a mom or you're a dad in the house. You're doing so many things. You're taking care of the home, and then someone comes to you and be like, hey, can you help me and do this extra work? Maybe do the dishes, and you're like, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. And they insist kind of persist, and you now give in. Inside you, you're dying, but outside, everybody is telling you, "Hi, you're a good person. Oh, you're trying. Oh, you're trying." Is it you're trying that you chop when you're dying inside? So learn to say no and be firm. Stick by it. Stick by it, which is the very, very important part. Now, something that happened some time ago. Someone once replied to my Facebook post telling me that he had a great opportunity for me. Well, I had no idea who it was and directed him to my inbox. And in the course of the discussion, it turned out to be a multi-level marketing business that had loads. I mean, loads of enticing benefits. And for me, I didn't want that. Okay. I didn't want that, not just because it was MLM. It required lots of work to get clients, to get somebody to join you so that you keep climbing and climbing. And I was already building my brand. So I didn't need that extra stress. And I told this guy, no. You know what? He persisted. Have these people, that's these marketers, spoken to you with their sweet mouths, encouraging you with all the beautiful, wonderful benefits, and you're like, "Oh, let me give it a try." Don't. This is a lesson for you that regardless of how enticing the offer is, learn to say no and stick by it, because people are really, really good at persuasion. Some people have learned, they have mastered that art to the point of believing that they can never take no for an answer. So you that is now on the other end should be prepared for such people, to say no to them and stick by it to the very end. So um yeah. So this means that I can't handle any extra load, no matter how enticing or mouth-watering. It will cause me more stress. This is why I emphasize that the fact that everyone should know their abilities and capabilities, and not just jump on the bandwagon, and not just flow, this is a trending thing, let me go and do it. For instance, you've seen Ezine is hosting a stress management summit, and you now be like, this is actually nice, maybe I should host my own summit, without considering the fact that you are a parent. You have your spouse, you're probably working, or you own a company, you probably own a business, you're also part of your ministry, and at the same time you what else, maybe you're a student, you have all of this going on for you, and you now want to follow it because it seems like it's the in thing that brings people, that positions them as authorities. You now can start in your own summit. You will burn out. So consider your own abilities and capabilities before jumping on the next best thing. Okay. Now, you should be able to say no to friends and family without feeling guilty about it, for the sake of your mental health. It doesn't make you a bad person. Of course, it doesn't. Even if you believe so, I am telling you now that no, it does not make you a bad person. It only means that you care well enough for yourself to be able to last and also serve these people even better, in great health. But I know that you have very, very good heart, and probably still not sure if you can practice this. So that is why I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways you can say no without feeling bad, and without feeling guilty that you've made somebody to feel bad. Okay. Now, first of all, before I dive into that, something important I need to say. I know that we usually say that no is a full sentence. Yes, well accepted. However, it's not in all circumstances that you just say no to someone. Now, imagine as a parent, you tell your daughter, "Get me a cup of water, please," and the child says no. Of course, as a parent, you want to know why the child said no. Do you get? So just saying no as a full sentence, that is it. It's not just enough. So it depends on the person you're communicating with. For instance, your spouse, or that your cherished, your beloved work colleague. You know that you just can't say no to them. So in situations like this, there are other ways you can still say that no, while establishing boundary. Why keep maintaining that politeness and joy between both parties without any frictions. Okay. Now, one of them is you can say something like, "Oh dear, I would have loved to help, but then you give your reason. Like, oh dear, I would have loved to help. But I have this stress management summit going on that is taking my time and I won't be able to do this. So they get why you're saying no to them. You didn't say no like a sentence, but you've also established a boundary that no, you cannot take any more work at this point. Do you get? Now the second one, which is also kind of similar, is just the wordings like English. I'm so sorry, but I'm not in the best position to help right now. Due to, you give your reason as well. Now, the third one is I have so much on my plate right now, but try contacting so, or try going on YouTube, or try using ChatGPT. So here you're now offering alternative suggestion without just letting them to hang, or try contacting the other baker. I think they do wonderful stuff. So try to use them. So isn't that helpful? Isn't that efficient? Yes, it is. And now the fourth one is, oh, thank you so much for telling me this, but oh, I'm not able to do this. That's a full sentence, a very, very reasonable sentence. You can extend it to include why you're not able to do it. Now, the final one is, if not for the stress management summit that I'm hosting at the moment, I would have quickly done it for you. So that way they still have that feeling that, oh, she cares so much about me. I know that she would have really done this for me, but she's not able to at this moment. So one important thing about using these polite methods is that you have to be resilient, like really, really resilient enough to stand by your words no matter how much they persist. You have to be really resilient. If not, oh God, these sweet talkers will just whine you and you start compromising and doing things that you don't want to do. But don't let it get to that. No is no. No is no. If you've not registered yet for the Stress Management Summit, time is ticking. Clock is ticking. Tuk, 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 tuk. So please secure your own free seats now. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait to hear it from other people and now be like, oh, I missed it. Oh, why? Or wait till something happens. Because even from the previous summit, I had people like one of the sessions was about parenting in the previous summit, and someone wrote to me. I was like, I don't have my kids yet, but I've learned so much that I'm ready for when my child comes. So even if you're not feeling any stress now, just get the knowledge. Get the knowledge. It may not be for you, it may be for someone else around you, whether you like it or not. So long as we're in this adulting business, stress will come. Stress will. Ah, God, stress will show up its ugly head. But you can't go to a battlefield already feeling defeated. So come and join the summit and be fully equipped to fight and conquer whatever it is that is out there, whether it's in your work, whether it's due to relocation, whether it's parenting, relationship, marriage, anything at all. Just come and join us in this journey to wholesomeness. Thank you for joining, and I would love to also read your experiences of the time you said no to someone without feeling bad. Bye.